depends on your applications. So your application vendor will tell you that what kind of resources are required for your application, and your application vendor will also describe about the operating system, not the operating system, but actually the architecture, which architecture you should use, or which type of servers in your company have, like if you have IBM servers, IBM AIX, of course you will go for the AIX version of WebLogic. If you have Intel Linux, so you should go for Intel Linux. Sun Solaris is different architecture, so it depends on the things. Okay, for the components, there are already other components. SOA Suite is another product of Oracle, not related to WebLogic, but you can integrate and connect Oracle SOA Suite with WebLogic. Here I would like to inform you the beauty of Oracle is that most of the Oracle products are interconnected, or you can easily connect and integrate with them, like the database. Oracle WebLogic is connected with database, so you don't have to too much effort to connect your Oracle WebLogic to Oracle database, like other SOA Suite, Oracle BI, and other kind of components you can directly connect and install with the WebLogic software, of course in a separate directory, but in a same server. Okay, so here you can have a mix and match version of WebLogic server and other components, but it must be certified and according to the documentation. Because some application vendor requires you to use the older version of WebLogic and older version of database, because some applications are not certified for the latest version. However, these all versions are obsolete, so don't take these versions seriously. Means Oracle database 11.2 is completely expired, not available. If you have in your organization, that is another thing. Oracle Linux is also obsolete, expired. So Oracle JDK, even I think this 12c version is already in the process of retiring. So we should also take the certified and latest version of the softwares. Okay, so WebLogic server installers. So there are various flavors of the software, like we have enterprise edition, standard edition of the softwares. Like Windows, we have variety of editions of Windows, like professional, home edition. So every software comes with a variety of flavors or editions. So here is a generic installer. It is a quickest installer. It can be run on any kind of operating system, including Linux, Windows, contains binaries, examples, everything is in that. So if you want to use it for test and dev, so this generic installer is for you. So this can be installed easily. And another one is quicker installer. It is the lightweight version. It has only necessary component to test your small applications. Small means test or demo application, which does not require all the fancy components of the WebLogic. Supplementer is a kind of installation which has optional example packs and other components which is not available in quick installer. So you can install this supplemental installer if you have installed the quick installed and would like to have more components from that. Fusion middleware infrastructure. This is the, you can say, enterprise version of WebLogic installer, and it is for the production installation. It has all the components of WebLogic, and it is called as infrastructure installer because it provides everything to lay down the infrastructure of the WebLogic. Here we will see the generic installer. Well, all the installations are almost similar. The generic, quick, supplemental, all installations are very much similar and can be done very easily and in few minutes. Like you can install WebLogic in 5 to 10 minutes. So this is not a long installation. Generic installation is production focused. It has almost all the things, but not all the things like infrastructure, but all the things which you can quickly install on Linux and Windows platforms. It requires JDK. Every WebLogic requires JDK. JDK means Java version, Java 1.7, 1.8, whatever the version you are installing. Just go through the README and quick installation of the that WebLogic, and it will state you which version of JDK is required. So strictly follow that and don't deviate from it. You can go higher, means if the document says that 1.8 update 40, so you can install 1.8 update latest, update 40, 50, 100 or any kind of, but don't move from 1.8. 1.8 is the major. Minor you can have, but don't go down from the update 40. Can be run silently or via GUI. So the best thing is that it has a GUI installer, so you can use your mouse to do the installation. Next, or it is silent application, or script based installation is also there. Contains WebLogic server, coherence, administrative tools, database. Examples means it has demo applications. Quick installer is a similar kind of thing, which does not include GUI, because it is the small footprint to just test the WebLogic runtime or core components. How you have to install WebLogic? Let's see if yes. First of all, this see this command. How we have to install? We have to install the JDK in Windows, because you should install the JDK in Windows, the Windows version of the JDK, and from that JDK come to the command prompt, and Java command or Java binary should be in your path, which Windows does automatically. So type Java and press enter, so you can confirm that the Java is in your path, and you can use Java command. And with the Java command, -D64 is optional. It is not required, but you can use it. Java -jar states that you are going to run a jar file. Okay. So WebLogic is, as I explained earlier, again and again, WebLogic is all about Java. So WebLogic does not comes with executable like all Windows programs, which comes at executable installer or MSI kind of installer. This is not a directly runnable installer, means you cannot double click and run it. You have to run it with the command prompt. Okay, so this is just an exception to the command prompt. You have to launch it with the command prompt. Okay, so jar file minus or dash jar. So you are mentioning that you are going to run the jar file, WSLS generic dot jar, or any name which you have dot jar file. And if you are going to run silent, so mention silent installation, otherwise GUI. So don't mention other things, and just press enter. It will launch the installer, and you will see this kind of screen: Oracle Fusion Middleware 12c WebLogic installer. So it will take a few seconds to load the installer, and here you will see the instructions what to do. So this is the I'm just showing you the screens first, then we will go towards in the detail. So this is the step one of it.